I'm Caitlin Gomez here at the GBTA broadcast studio, and I'm really excited to have Peggy Smith with Worldwide ERC with me today. Hi, Peggy.
Hi, Caitlin. How are you?
Thanks for joining me.
I'm delighted to be here.
So there's a lot of uncertainty these days with new political powers and the economic shift. So how does that affect your business?
You know, from our business perspective, I think right after the election, everything was very pro-business because it was a pro-business agenda.
Absolutely.
And then after the election, I think there was, whoa, what is exactly shifting and what's going on? And that's if you leave a U.S. hat on. But if I, we're global, just like GBTA. If I put on my global hat, the reality is I just think that the U.S. will probably end up not being a net importer of talent or people moving here as much as it's been before.
Sure.
So instead, I think it'll end up being where we'll see, maybe other countries pick up that baton. But overall, I think it's made us more aware of things that are going on. But in general, you know what? It's been good. It's been a time for us to sort of re-energize and focus on content and what we need to deliver in terms of messaging.
Absolutely, absolutely. Get a little more focused and fine-tuned.
Exactly.
So have you put any new procedures in place due to any recent events?
It's kind of funny. I mean, from a procedures perspective, I would say, procedures feel a little bit sort of like you're trying to drive efficiency.
Yeah.
We haven't really focused on driving efficiency. What we said is, are we delivering what our customers need, and are we delivering when they need it? And we thought this is a time where there's tremendous uncertainty, to your earlier point.
Yeah.
And perhaps a little bit of fear that goes with that. So we said, you know what? We want to be the source of truth for all things that might impact the movement of people as part of their relocation. So we said, you know what? We're going to own an outreach. And so what we basically did was every other week, we said we're going to release a bi-weekly update of all the things that are going on from a policy and administration perspective. Was met with wide-ranging raves and reviews, and people loved it. So we have now just expanded that to be global, and we said we're just going to keep that going. And we've just, increased the amount of content. But we talked about all the things that are going on geopolitically that could affect the ability for people to take jobs across the border.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
so
absolutely.
It's exciting times.
It is, right? It's all in the way you look at it and the way it affects your business and how you roll with it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So talk about what you see as a big opportunity in terms of the global workforce and talent mobility. I mean, you kind of touched on that before, talking about, the import and export of talent, but go into that a little bit more.
Yeah, I think I'd back up and say, you know what, first off, the genie is out of the bottle. No matter how many countries decide that they want to have a more nationalistic approach, the reality is we're global. The world is global, it just is what it is. And so when I think about the opportunity, the other fun thing is, I'm passionate about youth. You have an 11-year-old son, right? I have an 18-year-old daughter, and they are going to shape the future. And what do we know about these kids? Right? They're digital natives and they want a global experience. So they're going to be traveling more than ever. They're going to have the ability to take jobs anywhere they want to do it. They might, do their own gigs as part of this gig economy or whatever it might be by the time they take it. So I think the real thing around the opportunity is the innovation and the velocity of change that's going to occur as a result of what they're going to demand from their employment experience. Now, the good other part to all this, I also would say, is the fact that there is a skill shortage around the world, and so I think it is going to be a long-term look at it being an employee-generated environment versus employer.
Yeah.
So very cool times.
Very interesting. Well, thank you so much for taking the time out to talk to us, and it's been an absolute pleasure.
You too, Caitlin.
That's it for me from the GBTA broadcast studio. See you next time.
All right.